bangs, which I showed in my last video. If you missed it, I posted it on this channel. I actually went and cut my own bangs. So since I did that, I've been looking at a lot of pictures online on like how to style my hair, how to style my bangs in a way that makes them look really nice, like really make them stand out. And one that really stood out to me was one by Taylor Swift. She has these gorgeous like full bangs, and then her hair is just really like this really soft wave, just really soft, very sleek, very sexy, sultry. So I thought I would recreate that look. I will post the inspiration picture that I used. I'll post that on my website. You can kind of see where I got the idea from. Just keep on watching. So the first thing that you're going to obviously need is bangs, but let's say you've already got that, then you're going to need a hair dryer and a large round brush. And I just like to blow dry the front section of my bangs right over that round brush on a high heat. And this is really just to get a nice shape to the bangs and also to get a little bit of volume right at the root. So while the curling iron's heating up, I'm going to work on the bangs. So what I want to do is I don't want to take out the whole poofy part. I just want to straighten the ends. So I'm using the GHD for this. And I'm just going sort of from the bottom part. I'm not straightening up here because Taylor Swift does look like she's got a lot of volume in her bangs. What I'm going to do is flatten and just curl the ends a little bit. If you can do this all with a round brush, then you are awesome, but I personally can't. Okay, so for the next step, you obviously want to use a large barrel curling iron. So I am using the Babyliss Pro Stylus Tools, and it's a 1.5 inch. And what you want to make sure is when you order a straightening iron, especially if you order it online, is make sure that the voltage is works with your country. So if you're in Europe, you're going to need a different voltage curling iron than if you're in North America. So in North America, I've heard really good stuff about the hot tools, and in Europe, I don't know all the brands, but I've generally heard good stuff about the Babyliss ones. Anyhow, so I've heated it up to a not the absolute highest setting, but like a medium high setting. Especially if you have fine hair, you don't want to use the highest setting, otherwise you might just burn your hair off like that other hair tutorial might have seen on here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this in sections, and I'm just going to kind of grab from my ear up, divide my hair, just pull that part up. I'm going to work on that in a second. Butterfly clip. Alright, I've already applied a heat spray or heat protectant, so make sure you do that. Start from about the middle, curl up, leave the end out because the ends need much less heat than at the top. So then you can go in, curl it up a bit more. So now all the parts are in the iron. Just hold it for a second. And release, and as you release, just don't touch it. So just, you know, just let it sit there doing its thing. Don't burn your hair. If you start getting smoke coming up off your hair, that's not a good sign. You just want to kind of make sure it's hot, but not like burning hot. You can kind of feel just on the hair. Don't touch the iron. And just release it from the barrel. So that's what the curls should look like so far on the bottom section. Always start in the middle and then work down by just releasing the clamp a little bit and grabbing a little bit more hair through. You just kind of feed it through because otherwise you are going to have burnt ends and you don't, oops, don't want that. So that's what that should look like. Just going to grab a little bit of hairspray, spray it. Obviously I would do this usually before I get dressed and stuff, or before I put on jewelry. Let that sit and you can take down the next section of hair. I'm just going to take a little bit of the crown. So the front section I like to do rolling away from my head, or just like away from my face. Just until the hair is nice and hot but not fried. Gently release. If your hair really doesn't hold curl well, then you might have to use a smaller iron, like maybe a 1 1/4 or just a 1 inch. But for me, if I use like a 1 inch, because my hair does hold the curl pretty well, it just, the curls tend to be too tight. They tend to look more like ringlets. So I arrived at the last layer now, and what I did is I just sprayed once more with a little bit of this L'Oreal Alnet hairspray on the sections I've already done. And what I like to do now is, because my hair on the top is a little bit more damaged, just because of, you know, that's like the part that's always at the top, I turn the heating iron down, or the curling iron, and turn it down a little bit, just so that you're not going to be burning your hair on the sort of more sensitive areas. Taylor often has it like right in the middle, her parts, so I'm going to part my hair about the same and curl this away. So a really easy trick to know if you're curling it away or towards is the clamp part, like this part, should be facing this way, okay? So it should be facing outwards. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing here. And then, because you don't want to curl it the other way, the wrong way, because then you're going to get like a dent in the hair if it's not going the correct way. You guys know what I mean, right? Right. So, let's see, maybe that's not quite enough, but yeah, that looks about enough. So I finished curling the rest of my hair, and now I'm going to just grab one more last layer of spray, just for that top layer there. So now all the curls have cooled. Now I'm going to take a paddle brush like this, just a wide paddle brush, and I'm going to really gently just comb through the curls. Alright, so they should hold because you've got a lot of hairspray in there, and then you've got kind of these really gorgeous waves that are starting to look a little bit more like Taylor's hair. So you see, just kind of go like that, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the Sebastian Shine Crafter. It's actually a really light textured wax, and I'm just gonna run that through. So you're probably thinking, why did I go to all this trouble just to brush out those curls? But that's kind of how you get these gorgeous waves in your hair without it looking like you actually did anything to your hair. I know it sounds like ridiculous, but grab some of that and run that through the bangs also. This just makes a really nice shiny finish. Alright, and there you have it, the finished result. So this is like a really modern curl inspired by Taylor Swift. I don't know, I think it looks really cute, and the curls will hold. I mean, it depends really on your hair type. So as I said, if you have a really like a hair that's really hard for holding curls, use a smaller barrel curling iron than the one that I have used. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up on this video, and leave your comments down below. You can also request more looks that you want to see on my Facebook page. If you want to see any kind of celebrity tutorials, go ahead and post those. I'd be keen to know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!